Picture this. You're 28 years old. You have 3 credit cards. Your total balance? Just $6,730? Sounds manageable, right? Here's what they don't tell you. If you only make minimum payments on that balance at today's average interest rate of 24%, you won't be debt-free until you're 46 years old. That manageable $6,730, it will cost you over $15,000 in interest alone. Welcome to Finance Untold. Today, we're exposing the dark side of credit cards, the billion-dollar machine designed to keep you in debt for decades. Let's start with the numbers that should terrify you. As of February 2026, Americans collectively owe $1.28 trillion in credit card debt. That's trillion with a T. This is the highest level ever recorded in history. The average American household carries $11,019 in credit card debt. But here's the kicker. 47% of credit card holders are carrying a balance month to month. And get this, 61% of people with credit card debt have been trapped in it for over a year. Even more disturbing, 22% of debtors don't think they'll ever pay it off. This isn't accidental. This is by design. Let me introduce you to the most profitable scam in banking history, the minimum payment trap. Here's how it works. Back in the 1970s, credit card companies required you to pay about 5% of your balance each month. Today, most cards only require 2% or even less. Why did they lower it? Because they discovered something brilliant. Smaller minimum payments mean customers stay in debt longer, which means more profit. Let's do the math with a real example. You have a $10,000 balance at 22% APR, which is around today's average. Your minimum payment is calculated at 2% of your balance. So that $100? Out of that $200 payment, roughly $183 goes to interest. Only $17 actually reduces your debt. If you keep making minimum payments, it will take you over 30 years to pay off that $10,000. And you'll end up paying more than
$28,000 in total.
In total, almost 3 times what you originally borrowed. 1 in 10 Americans can only afford to make minimum payments. Credit card companies are literally harvesting billions from people who are already financially struggling. In 2022 alone, credit card companies collected $14 billion just from late fees. That's pure profit from people's mistakes and financial hardship. But it gets darker. Credit card companies don't just trap you with numbers, they manipulate your brain. MIT neuroscientists discovered something shocking. Credit cards activate the same reward centers in your brain as addictive drugs like cocaine and amphetamines. When you swipe a credit card, your brain releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical. You get the instant reward of the purchase, but the pain of payment is delayed by weeks. Your brain literally can't connect the two. Research shows people spend 12% to 83% more when using credit cards compared to cash. In one study, business students were willing to pay 83% more for the same tickets when using a credit card versus cash. Why? Because credit cards remove what psychologists call the pain of paying. When you hand over cash, your brain feels loss. When you swipe plastic, nothing, just pleasure. The average cash transaction is $22. The average credit card transaction, $1.57. Credit card companies know this. They've spent billions studying human psychology to design a system that makes you spend more and think less about the consequences. Now let's talk about the fees they don't advertise. Late fees. Miss a payment by 1 day? That'll be $32 on average. Credit card companies earned over $14 billion from late fees in 2022 alone. That's more than 10% of all the money they made from fees and interest combined. And it's not just the fee. Miss a payment, and your interest rate can spike to 30% or higher through what is called a penalty APR. One mistake, and suddenly you're paying the credit card company more than what you'd pay a loan shark. Annual fees. Some cards charge you $95 to $500 just for the privilege of having their card, whether you use it or not. Cash advance fees? Need emergency cash from your credit card? They'll charge you 5% up front, plus an APR that can exceed 25% starting immediately, with no grace period. Foreign transaction fees? Using your card abroad? It's another 2.5% on every purchase. Balance transfer fees, trying to escape high interest by transferring your balance. They'll charge you 3 to 5% of the amount you transfer. Return payment fees. If your bank account doesn't have enough money when they try to collect, another $25 to $48. The average person with credit cards paid $514.65 in interest and fees in 2024 alone. That's money that could have been invested, saved, or used to actually build wealth. Let's talk about what this really costs you. And 64% of credit card debtors say their debt has caused them to delay major financial decisions. We're not just talking about numbers anymore. We're talking about lives on hold. 34% have delayed saving for emergencies. 23% have postponed investing. 21% couldn't buy a vehicle. 17% had to skip healthcare expenses. 8% delayed education. 7% couldn't change jobs. 5% postponed having children. This is the real dark side. Credit cards aren't just costing you money, they're re-stealing your future. And here's the most insidious part. Credit card debt has become normalized. Previous generations saw consumer debt as irresponsible. Today, it's expected. The system has conditioned us to accept financial imprisonment as normal. Delinquency rates are climbing. 7.2% of credit card balances became delinquent at the end of 2024. Young people and subprime borrowers are getting crushed. The K-shaped split is growing. The rich pay everything off monthly and collect rewards, while working-class Americans drown in 24% interest. So what do we do about it? First, understand this. Credit cards aren't inherently evil. They're tools. But they're tools designed by billion-dollar companies who profit when you lose. If you're carrying a balance, stop making minimum payments today. Pay anything extra you can. Every extra dollar you pay saves you $3 in the long run. Set up automatic payments so you never miss a due date. Those late fees and penalty APRs will destroy you. And here's the hardest one. If you can't pay your balance in full each month, stop using your credit card. You're not building wealth. You're funding their wealth. The system is rigged, but now you know how. And knowledge is the first step to freedom. If this exposed something you've never thought about before, subscribe to Finance Untold right now, pulling back the curtain on the money truths that keep you poor and make them rich. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's build real financial freedom together. Remember, the credit card industry makes $130 billion a year in interest and fees. That money comes from somewhere. It comes from you. Don't let them write your financial future. This is Finance Untold, and we'll see you in the next one.